When shooting a high crotch, there's several points that you need to stay focused on. First of all, when I'm shooting a high crotch, I want to shoot to my opponent's lead leg. So make sure you are leading your opposite foot. Next of all, before I shoot, I need to make sure I change my elevation, get low to your opponent. And I'm going to take a step with my knee. I do not want to take an extra step with my foot before I take my shot. I change my elevation. I've already got my weight down. I'm just going to drop to my lead leg. As soon as I drop, my head comes to the outside of my opponent, not on the inside. This is not a single leg. Change my elevation, drop to my knee, head to the outside. The hand that goes between the legs stays high and tight on the back of the leg. Outside leg comes up. This is my drive leg for finishing, and my outside hand wraps around the ankle. Again, opposite lead leg, change my elevation, penetrate by dropping your knee to the mat between your opponent's legs, head to the outside. The high crotch hand that's between the legs comes high behind the leg, outside leg comes up, outside hand wraps around the low ankle. A good setup for the high crotch is the elbow pull. It's very common in wrestling when a match starts for your opponent to come out and collar tie. I'm going to grab the elbow of my opponent, thumb, forefinger in a grasping position. I don't want to come over the top of the bicep. I just want to grab the elbow. I'm already in position now to hit this setup, which is the elbow pull. I'm opposite foot lead. I'm going to sling this arm over my head as I drop to my knee and turning my body out. Okay? Again, grasping the elbow, opposite lead leg. As I sling this over my head and I shoot through this hole here, I'm going to turn my body so that it faces out that direction. And I want to get this pulled really hard. The harder I pull, the more I throw his body up over the top of my shoulder, which is where I want him to be. Again, drop to my knee, sling this elbow pull. I'm into my high crotch position. I bring my trail leg up, wrap the outside of the ankle, stay tight on the top of the thigh. A post high crotch, very similar to a post double, is a timing move. As I walk into my opponent, he's going to reach. A lot of times good wrestlers do not step and reach with the same side, but every once in a while, third period, both wrestlers are tired, you will find a tendency of some wrestlers to reach and step with the same side. And really that's what I'm trying to do. As I walk into my opponent, I'm trying to get him to reach to touch my shoulder. This is a great opportunity to hit a post high crotch. As he reaches, again, I'm going to post that elbow at or above the elbow as he's coming in. Remember, this is a quick post. I pop the elbow. I don't lift it. It's just a quick pop. As I pop it, I'm going to drop to my knee into my high crotch position. Trail leg comes up, wrap around the back of the leg, outside hand wraps the ankle. Okay, again, timing move. I'm walking into my opponent here. As he reaches, I post this right at the elbow. Inside leg, drop to the knee between his legs, trail hand comes up, back leg trails up. It's my drive leg, wrap around the back of the leg, wrap around the back of the calf. Once I'm in on a high crotch, to finish it, I like to use just running it into a double. I'm going to switch off the hand that's wrapped around high on the leg is going to switch off to the far leg into a double. And then I'm back into my double position again. Again, all I'm going to do is switch off to a double. I'm in position now to drive. My head is up, my back is straight. I've got my drive leg. I want to drive him this direction. Do not drive straight over the top. Again, if you fall forward, you could get in a scramble situation. So I want to take the hand that's on top, switch off to the far leg, step up, try to block the far leg, and finish in the double position. Another finish for the high C. Instead of wrapping the ankle, we're going to do a leg lift by coming up high on the back of the leg and locking our hands and keeping good position here. Head up, back straight. All I'm going to do now, I'm going to keep my hips in tight to my opponent's leg, and as I'm circling, I'm going to look back with my head to start circling him to the opposite side. Again, I want to get into post. As he posts, I switch off to a double. Again, back in this position. Instead of wrapping the ankle this time, I'm going to lock my hands up high on the back of the leg. I look back with my head, giving him pressure. I'm going to keep my hips up underneath of me as I circle on my inside knee. He posts, switch off to a double. When finishing a high crotch, a lot of times a good solid opponent will block your elbow, which will not allow you to switch off to a double. One thing I've learned that works very well from this wrap hand is what we call a teeter-totter. I want to get him out of position here and get him to start falling towards the mat. In order to do that, I'm going to just lift this leg from the bottom part of his leg and lift it up and have him balancing on my shoulder. As he begins to fall towards his head, he's going to release the elbow and post on the mat. When I feel him release my elbow and post, then I switch off to my double. Okay? Again, I'm in on my shot here. I'm high on the thigh, on the back of the leg with my inside hand. I'm wrapping at the ankle. He's blocking my elbow. I cannot switch off to a double. I lift this leg. As I lift, I kind of circle him towards his opposite side so he posts his hand. As soon as I feel him release the elbow, I switch off to a double and I finish. All right, on a post high crotch, just like in a post double, I want to make sure my post is in a V with my support of my wrist underneath my post. I don't want my hand here where I'm lifting up. Remember, this post is to post. It's to pop this arm up real quickly to give me time to get underneath that line of defense. Make sure that post is at or above the elbow. If it's below the elbow can bend and I've lost my shot. So make sure it's at or above the elbow on this post. When you're in on your high crotch, in order to set my finish up, I like to wrap down and around the ankle. Don't stay up behind the knee because he can bend his knee and sprawl back. I want to take this outside hand and wrap down around the ankle to help prevent him from sprawling.